Arsenal have signed Eberechi Eze, and the timing could be more telling. With Kai Havertz injured, Arsenal needed a player who could step straight into the left-sided midfield role and keep the balance of Mikel Arteta's system intact. But this move isn't just about replacing Havertz, it's about adding a completely different dimension to Arsenal's midfield, as it brings goals, creativity, and that kind of unpredictability that can turn tight games in Arsenal's favor. In this video, we're going to break down exactly why Arsenal made this signing, how Eze fits into the team tactically, and why this could be the decisive move in their bid to the title. Kai Havertz's injury was a big blow. Arteta relied on him as the left-sided number 8, a role where his height, pressing intensity, and well-timed box runs brought balance to the team. Without him, Arsenal risked losing that midfield balance. They needed a player who could slot in immediately, not just to replace Havertz's workload, but to provide something extra. That's why they moved for Eze. He isn't a Havertz clone, but his qualities solve different problems Arsenal were already facing. Eze thrives on the ball, he loves receiving in tight spaces, spinning away from pressure and driving through midfield with his dribbling. Where Havertz offered physical presence, Eze provided progression and unpredictability. This is massive for Arsenal. Against deep defensive blocks, they often struggle to break lines. Eze is exactly the type of player who can glide past defenders and create space where there was none. Is also a goal threat. Last season, he hit double figures from midfield, something Arsenal have lacked outside of Odegaard. Add his set-piece quality and you got a midfielder who changes games in multiple ways. So where does Eze fit into Arsenal's system? The obvious spot is on the left-sided 8, the role Havertz occupied, but unlike Havertz, who played almost like a second striker, Eze will operate more like a ball-carrying midfielder. He's a playmaker. He'll link midfield to attack, carrying the ball forward and drag defenders out of position. This difference actually makes Arsenal less predictable, with Eze opponents face two playmakers in the midfield, Odegaard on the right and Eze on the left, giving Arsenal dual creative outlets inside of just one. Eze can also push higher as a number 10 or drift wide to support Martinelli. His versatility means Arteta can adjust mid-games without changing personnel. As a signing impact Arsenal's entire front line. For Saka, it means fewer double teams. Opponents can't just overload the right side if Eze is cutting through them on the left. For Martinelli, Eze's movement inside creates space on the flank, allowing him to isolate fullbacks more often. And for Victor Gyökeres, Eze's link-up play and dribbling will create more opportunities. His late runs into the box also means Gyökeres isn't the only central target. This balance is something Arsenal lacked at last season. The number back up the decision. Progressive carries as a ranked among the top midfielders in the Premier League. Shot creating actions, high output both from dribbles and passes. Goals reach double figure rare for a midfielder. Set pieces a proven threat from free kicks, corners and penalties. These metrics shows that Arsenal didn't just replace Havertz's minute, they upgraded in key attacking areas. Havertz's injury exposed how thin Arsenal's midfield could look when a key player was unavailable. One absence shifted the whole structure. Now with Eze in the squad, that's no longer an issue even when Havertz return Arteta has options. Eze can rotate with him play alongside him or cover for Odegaard when needed. It's the type of that Manchester City thrives on, and now Arsenal are building it too. There are still challenges ahead. At Crystal Palace, as they had freedom to roam, at Arsenal positional discipline is vital. Arteta will demand defensive intensity and precise movement. Can Azek adapt quickly? There's also the question of fitness management. Arsenal need him available for the entire campaign, not just short bursts. But given Arteta's track record for developing players like Odegaard and Rice, Eze has every chance to grow into a complete midfielder. This signing isn't just about plugging a gap, it's about gaining an edge in the title race. Last season, Arsenal come close to the title race but fell short. Margins were small. Adding a player like Eze who could create something out of nothing might be the difference between second place and lifting the Premier League trophy. Arsenal turned it into an opportunity to strengthen. So Arsenal signed Eberechi Eze, and Havertz's injury made the timing crucial. But this isn't just a replacement, it's an upgrade. Eze adds creativity, dribbling and goals from midfield. He makes Arsenal less predictable, more dangerous and better prepared for challenges of a long season. This is the kind of signing that doesn't just fill a gap, it pushes a team to the next level. What do you think about Eze? Was Eze signed mainly because of Havertz's injury, or was he always part of Arteta's plan? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth Arsenal analysis, and we'll catch you in the next one.